Hello everyone, I'm Rachel Tessman from StampYourArtOut.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Andover, Minnesota in the US, and I'm here to bring you the last of our 6 videos for our craft along today. It's a special online paper crafting class. Today is August 1st. Happy August. At 1 p.m. Central Time as I'm coming to you live. Thanks for the thumbs up, Debbie. I appreciate that. And these are my projects today. So I have gotten together with 5 other demonstrators, and we each created 2 projects to go with a Christmas in July theme. We're using July online exclusives for this, and we're having fun. So each day we're doing each other's projects. So on Monday we did Jennifer's, on Tuesday Melissa's, on Wednesday Rhonda's, Thursday was Angie's, and yesterday was Erica's, and today it's mine. So thank you for coming. Please comment. I'm having so much fun reading the comments, you guys. In fact, let's just go ahead, let's bring up yesterday's comments so that we can take a peek at what got said. Now, they're not all in here, but I just love looking through and seeing where everyone's from, seeing what you're doing. I forget sometimes that the Southern Hemisphere has opposite seasons, and it was fun to read Lisa's. She's saying hello from Mudgee, I think that's how you say it, Mudgee, Australia. It's very cold. They have a fire on, so that was kind of fun to read. Let's see here, what else was said? Oh, times of day. So like in the Netherlands, it was 11 in the evening. And then I came across these comments, this set of comments from Maria about Erica using Secret Sea on her box for the base rather than Misty Moonlight. In the directions it says Misty Moonlight, so that's what I went with. And I'm so sorry, Maria, that I didn't see your comments, but yeah, sometimes we make little tweaks to our own projects. And so Erica must have changed it last minute saying, you know what, I'm using Secret Sea. So if you want to use a different color on the base of your box, you totally can. Also, Rebecca, my friend Rebecca said that she decided to just glue the ribbon down. Now that's not in the comments here, but she texted me last night. She glued the ribbon down and then cut it off here so it's only attached to the box top. So that way you don't have to worry about like shifting this off and on. I really like that idea. So, you know, make it yours. What other comments were going on? Oh, yeah, because we made a joke about, I saw a number that was like 180 something. So I thought, oh my gosh, because we were talking about weather. Is it 187? No. But yeah, so Debbie comments, according to the bank, it was 152. I have to, the reason why I pulled that one in is because there was a time about 10 or 12 years ago when I'm driving around and it was in the middle of winter and it was around that 0-degree mark here in Minnesota. But the little, is it called a ticker? The thing on the bank, the display on the bank said -0. And I didn't know there was such a thing. So I had to take a picture of it and I've remembered it ever since. And then we were talking about the Stampin' Scrub, which is this cleaner that is retired now. Like you can't get it anymore. But yeah, so we're talking about how to clean it. You guys gave good information to each other. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, it's just soap and water basically. And then somebody, let's see who was, Lisa goes, I'm going to bury myself with it. She loves it that much. Lisa, you and I, same thoughts. All right, let's take a peek at what everybody got if they purchased the Craft Along kit. So a little bit more preview stuff before we dive into the 2 projects today. If you were somebody who got in on the product kit, there was a full product kit and a basic product kit, you would have gotten a packet that had all your paper consumables, okay? And then you would have gotten a little bag, all right, one of these 2, with some socks in it, with your embellishments and ribbons in it, with a hot cocoa packet, with candy, with a little tag on there, okay? So those things are little extras and making it fun. But yes, you would have gotten all the things that you needed, and the only other things that you would have needed would have been these adhesives and basic like cutting and assembling tools, okay? Which all of us have. Oh, and inks, because we can't send the inks, right? So, I mean, we could, but then we'd have to charge you more and you already have your inks. But these 2 bundles could have been included with the full product kit if you wanted to get them at demonstrator type of cost, or you could have gotten the basic kit and then bought these on your own. Those are the two bundles that we're creating everything around. The paper packets included 24 sheets of cardstock, all that you needed. It included the die cut and embossed pieces that you needed, so you wouldn't have to own all of those embossing folders, all of those die sets and all that. And then the paper, the designer paper and specialty paper pack included the two-tone cardstock, which we're using today. We're using these today. The gold and the silver foil. Also, and I guess oh, here it is. Then the shimmering stripes paper. So we had some specialty stuff in there, and then you each got, for those of you that got the pack, got half a pack of a stitched season designer paper, and then the gingham gallery. And we've been using these on all the projects. So I'm going to put this aside because this is my packet that is going out to Rachel, if she still wants it. And then we're going to start, oh, let's grab this too. You also get the PDF. So if you bought the basic kit or the full kit, then you had access to the PDF for free. My team members have access to this PDF for free. And if you are interested in just getting the PDF, you can purchase it. There is a link in my video description to go to my website where you can purchase this over 30-page packet that has all the directions. It has photos of the projects that we did this week. And then if you want to do the free way, which you totally can, you can do it the free way. You just watch the videos over and over again, and you create along with me, just like I do with all my other videos that I typically do on my YouTube channel. So you don't have to buy anything if you don't want to, but this is a good assistant if you want to use it. We are on the last two projects. We're going to make a card, and we're going to make 2 tags. And I'm going to flip-flop these. I'm going to make the tags first because those are the ones I forgot to die cut and all of that stuff for. So we're going to do our step-by-step more detailed ones now. This card, I would say, actually is just as detailed, but I have a lot of the pieces ready to go, and it's my favorite of the 2 things I designed. So let's go with the tags first. And then I want to show you before we get going. Oops, hang on. I want to show you before we get going the projects we have been working on. I lost something. Where did it go? Okay, well, we'll find it. Day one. Day one was this lovely card here. Stunning, right? And this box, which is, oh, it's getting smushed. Oh no, I'm stacking things too much. It's a card, an envelope box. Like you can put cards in here and gift them to somebody. Okay, those were designed by Jennifer Hill. Then on the second day, we did Melissa's projects. We did this one here. Pretty card. And we did this pouch. Where did the pouch go? Here it is. And this is where you could put your hot cocoa packet. Okay, very fun. Love them, love them, love them. On day 3, we did Rhonda's. So we did another pouch. It's got like an area in here to hold a little gift. And then it's a very pretty outside with a gorgeous bow color. Yeah, love it. And then this is her flap card that we made. So another Christmas card. I think we all made at least one Christmas card. Ange made 2 Christmas cards, but one of them is a real special one in that it holds a gift card. So you can take and open this and you can place a gift card in there and give it to somebody like that. And then this one is stunning. Oh my gosh, I drool over that one. That one's really pretty. Those were Thursday's projects. These were yesterday's. So Friday's projects, we did a box and we did this fun fold card from Erica. Now, on this box, this is the thing that I'm going to do. I love this idea because it's going to be hard to take this off, right? And then to put your gift in there and try to put it back on. I mean, we could try right now, but oh gosh, it's kind of working. Okay, well, maybe it'll work. But I really loved Rebecca's idea where she said that she just attached it to the cover. So you would go like this, you would cut your ribbon in half, you would take your cover off, attach all of this so that it's stuck down, and then you trim your ribbon either here or like wrap it under and trim it, and then you don't have to worry about it like slipping off each time when you need to put something in or out. And yeah, so there's that. I have a few other projects to show you because I've been working on stuff before and just this morning. These were just some fun things that I made for 4th of July, little candy treats that I brought and we could eat, and they were done with the stamps from this one here. So you see that little design there? That was done on the red cardstock. And then this one, the little asterisks, stars or whatever. And then these guys here are the branches. And it made it look like, when you did it in a circle, it made it look like a 4th of July firework. So that was fun. And then I just did a simple little card with the branches from both of the die sets. So these leaves here and this branch, and just made a simple card for any season because you can always have leaves at any time of year. So it is a very versatile set of products, I guess is what I'm telling you. You don't have to just stick with Christmas. And then the last card, which I've been promising you the last few days, is this one here. And I got the idea. I have to tell you, I have to give credit here because I don't want to take the credit for this, but Chelsea Vorasmarty, and I was just so in love with her cards that I had to do something similar. Mine is a little more basic. I didn't do anything fancy on the background paper, but I'm going to show you with my second card, my card that I'm going to make today, the second project. I'm going to show you how you can get that deeper, richer color on your red and on your green leaves. And then, of course, we have the hot foiling mixed in there. But isn't that stunning? Okay, we are off to create now. All the commercial stuff is done. Let's create. We're going to start with the tags then. So those of you that are following along in the PDF, we're turning to this section first, okay? All right, now I'm paying attention to comments. So if you had anything that you wanted to share with me, questions that you needed to ask, I'm going to bring these things off to the side on my computer and we're going to get going. Let's bring in our trimmer and let's bring in our festive cheer bundle. That is this one and this one. We're going to need the branch die and this die here. We'll also need ornament toppers and then the strings for our ornaments. In fact, I think I already have that cut, but we will have it out just in case. For the stamps, I've already got those mounted. We're going to be using the Deck the Halls. We're going to be using the ornament that is this size here. We'll also be using those branches that we did, that I showed you making the 4th of July firework with. We'll use that. And then from the other set, I brought in Christmas Joy, this one here. Okay. So we have all our stamps, all our dies. Basic white thick cardstock, and what else are we using? We're using the two-tone cardstock, Secret C cardstock. Okay, let's pull it all out. Now yesterday I asked you if my microphone sounded good still from that distance. I'm hoping that it still does. So I'm going to come back because there's a delay and you're going to tell me if the mic still sounded good from back here because I want to confirm it. We need basic white thick, and that is for die cutting, I believe. I'll just bring my folder because again, I am so not ready today. And then we also need Secret C, cherry cobbler, and the gold foil. Okay, gold foil, cherry cobbler, Secret C. I have my socks on with my sandals today. I felt like I needed more cushion today, so no judging, okay? All right, how's the microphone? I'm going to peek at your comments. Good, good, good. Awesome. Yay. Thank you. All right, so let's start cutting. We have some designer paper called A Stitch Season that has let's flip these all over here, has squares on it like quilts, right? And so I thought, why don't we take some of these smaller little pieces and use them as gift tag pieces, right? So once you're done making the cards and things like that you want to make, you still have lots of opportunities to cut sections out and make gift tags from them because they're all very decorative little pieces here. So I have taken, and I think I already have those here, I have taken, here we go, and cut out a few of them already. These are the ones that we're going to be using. When you cut these, you want to be following the paper. You don't want to be following measurements. What do I mean by that? Let's take a peek at this. So when you're looking at this, do you see that there's like these little secret C squares here? Here, here, here. So when you cut, there's a tiny gap, and that tiny gap is actually right here and right here. It's the same size as this square. If you cut perfectly down the middle, you're going to have that extra little square on there. So you really don't want to do that. You want to cut just to there, and it's going to eliminate that square. I'll show you what I mean with one of these. Okay, so you can see what I did there. I've cut just to the side so that it's lining up with the paper design. I would do the same thing on this one, and then that square would be gone. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this way. Can you still see? Yeah. And we're going to line up just that. There we go. So you're going to have these skinny little strips that include that square all the way through this design that are going to be discarded. So there we go. There's that piece. Okay, so I have a few squares ready to go. For the base, we want to cut secret C piece. There it is. 2 3/4 by 7 1/2. Okay, so because this is 6 inches, you're going to cut your 2 3/4 by 7 1/2. Your 7 1/2 is going to go in this direction. And then your 2 3/4, you could get 2 of them out of here. We'll just cut 1. So there's that piece. It's an extra long tag because we're folding it so that you can write on the inside, okay? Thank you. Danny says, hit the like button. If you're enjoying this, I appreciate if you're, subscribe, you like, you share. I appreciate all that. Then we're going to cut, and we have to score this, sorry. So 2 3/4 by 7 1/2 scored at 2 3/4. So now we use our light blade and we score it, okay? And I think I scored it in the opposite, I went this way. So my dark is on the inside, my light is on the outside. You could go the opposite way. Should we try that for this one? Why not? I have a finished example of the other two because I made those. So let's try it this way for this one. All right? We shall. So for this paper, I thought it'd be fun to pair it with the red. And for this paper, I thought it'd be fun to pair it with the green, okay? So that you have a variety of colors. You could do green with green and red with blue. You could totally do that if you want to, but I wanted it to kind of mix and match and kind of, I don't know, have some contrast when we put the ornament on. So I'm going to grab one of the red ones. We'll make one of these. The other one is basically just like the other one, except with different colors, okay? So we're going to make one, and then we'll move on to that card. Now we need to do a branch. So from your pieces that you have left over, this could make another tag, so don't cut into that one. But this one's a little bit smaller if you got the product kit. So we're going to cut from this to get a branch. And confirming, we got to make some squares now too. So let's do some squares. For the green card, we're going to use Secret C cardstock. For the blue one, you would use the cherry cobbler. So let me show you those colors in your pack. So from your cardstock pack, your Secret C was here, and your cherry cobbler is the darker of the two reds. So let's grab a tiny squarish or almost squarish piece that we can cut to a square. That should work. And let's do our Secret C. Actually, we're doing Secret C on this one, aren't we? So I don't think I have very many scraps of Secret C. So we'll use this. And I am using my own scraps because that way I can show you from the packet, if you got the packet, where your colors are, in case you're starting with a different packet than I did. So, oh, this table is getting full back here. All right, so for the green one, we're using red on there with Secret C. Kind of like it red on red though. No, we'll do Secret C. Just stick with it, Rachel, otherwise you're going to take too long. So for the measurements for our layer that goes underneath this square, that one is going to be 2.5 by 2.5. And can you imagine doing like, you know, mass production of these tags? You could really crank them out, right? So now we have 3 colors on there. And we need white for the inside, and we need white for our die cutting. So let's grab a scrap from our, I think I chose thick basic white on my project. I did, thick basic white. So let's use a scrap for die cutting, and let's use a square for the inside that we write on. Okay, so this piece is also, I believe, 2.5 by 2.5. Yep, 2.5 by 2.5. Okay, so that's for the inside of our card. Here's the scrap that we're going to stamp on. These we're going to die cut from, and then we also need some gold to die cut from. So let me grab some gold. I think this should work. Okay, now it's time to stamp. You ready to stamp, you guys? All right, here we go. We are going to stamp some ornaments, and I do have some that are already stamped, but I want to show you the difference between what I chose and what you could do. So I will do it the way I did it in the project photo. We're going to grab our 2 ornament images and our ink. Oh gosh, Rachel forgot the ink. Real Red, Secret C, Peaceful Pine is what you would use if you were going to do the other one, so I'm not going to grab that right now. Real Red and Secret C. No, Old Olive was the other one. Well, where did I use Peaceful Pine? Oh, I know where I used Peaceful Pine. We need Peaceful Pine. Okay, Real Red, Peaceful Pine, and Secret C. It's been about 3 weeks since I've made these. We're going to do our outline in Secret C. Ink it up, stamp it down. Now, if you were doing multiple tags, you'd go ahead and stamp all of these all at once. We're going to just do one, and then the ornament has the Real Red inside, and grabbing this here, we're going to put this underneath. Well, we'll put it off to the side so you can still see. We're going to ink it up. We're going to stamp it off onto our scrap paper to lighten it, and then we'll stamp it down. And I'm going to show you that if you decide to do full Real Red, you still get a really nice look. It's just it's more like a deep, dark cherry color rather than something nice and light, right? So when you put that up against the finished tag, I'm going to show you that. You can see you're going to get a different look than if you do a lighter one. So really your choice on that. Okay, let's do the stamping on the inside for the inside of our tag. We're going to stamp that with Secret C. Secret C, and the sentiment that we have on the inside of that one is Deck the Halls. I think I wanted Secret C on all of the tags in some way, so that's why there's Secret C stamping. I think because it acted like a black ink, and I do love to have contrast in my projects. Hi, Barbara. It's okay. I think everybody's just paying attention. We have not had much conversation going on since I asked them how my mic was. This is going to get stamped on the inside with just a little bit of room for you to sign your tag on the bottom, to, from, that kind of thing. So there's the inside piece. We are ready to die cut. Let's die cut from this, this, and this. Put our stamps off to the side. We're going to come back. We want to stamp some more, but we'll do that in a second. So let's bring our machine in, our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. We have one, oops, I'm too far out from the camera. 1, 2, and 3. Scratchy plate number 3 on the bottom. We'll grab our dies. We need to do the ornament strings, and we need to do some little toppers. So we'll set that up there. We need to do a branch, and we need to do our ornament. And I chose basic white thick because I thought with this tiny little ornament I really wanted it to be stable. So all right, grabbing my sticky notes. Hold that in place, scoot that over, and then the clear one on top, the one that's not so scratchy on top. Line everything up, send it through. It's so weird, you guys. I just mentioned that there's hardly any comments coming through, and there still isn't. I wonder if there's like an issue with technology. Say something to me so I know you're still there. Because all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute, nobody has been talking for a while. Please say hello to me. Did anyone finish all their projects? Did you guys get these done yet? I know some of you have been telling me throughout the days that you're doing them ahead, except maybe pausing for some things that you just want to make sure you're doing right. So I'd be curious to know. Or are some of you doing them after you watch it a second time? Share with me where you're at with these projects if you're doing them along with us, okay? All right, we have a branch cut out, and I forgot to tell you I did it from the dark side, and the reason why I did it from the dark side is because we are doing the light side underneath that, okay? So the dark side of the branch is going to stand out. Now, if you messed up and you did the light side instead, that's my fault. But what you could do is you could flip it and just kind of aim it upwards, you know. So if you did the opposite color, you could aim your branch upward. So it's not like traumatic if you made that error. Again, my fault because I forgot to tell you. Okay, good. People are still watching. Yay. Okay, now let's bring in our stamps. So we're going to take these branch stamps and we're going to ink them up in Peaceful Pine ink, which we'll flip open. So do you see how this branch is coming right to that tip there? That's great. Like, that's probably what you want to have. That means that this is going to get covered up like that. Another thought is if you want to, you can put your sentiment piece over here, and then your branch piece could come in even further, but then you'd make a shorter tag. Does that make sense? So it's up to you how you want to do that. You have options. I'm going to set this here just to kind of hold my branch in place, kind of figure out where it's going to sit. I want it to be up high because my ornament's going to hang down from it, right? So let's scoot that in. And now that I've got that in place, I can ink these up and I can stamp them. Oh, and you kind of want to have this back here too because you don't want your branch to disappear. So I want to stamp that approximately in this area. So I'm going to move all this away and I'm going to stamp it down. So you kind of got to just keep your eyeball on it. Okay? Keep viewing it. And there we have extra branch shadowing in the background. Let's do another one. This one angles the opposite direction. And I kind of want to stamp it there. So I'm going to move this stuff away and stamp it down. Now you can certainly do more than one of these. One of each of them, sorry. So you see how I'm doing that? Just kind of putting it back in place every time. And it just makes the branch look a little bit fuller. So go ahead and stamp as many of those as you want. Now, let's take and grab our die cut pieces. Ketchikan and rainy, says Terry. Oh, well, actually, maybe that's a good thing. We do need rain. Maybe you guys are getting too much rain. But we had rain, I think it was all day yesterday. And we needed it. We needed it because, first of all, it's been hot and humid, so it's not like we needed moisture, but just we needed kind of like a change in the weather, you know, cold fronts and all that kind of stuff. I don't know anything about that, but yeah, we just needed a change. Sometimes we need that change. Okay, we got those. And actually, we only need one. I don't know why I'm pushing them all out of there, but we only need one for now. We need one string for now, which I already cut out earlier. So we're set to go on the interior of this. And then let me check. I want to make sure the outside is pretty darn easy. We just need to layer this on top of this. It's really easy, you guys. So you're just going to take and add this to that square. We're going to pop that on dimensionals. Now, when you do this, we're going to put some ribbon between. So I am going to stick a dimensional on each corner, like that. And then we're going to grab our gold mesh striped ribbon. Thanks, Donna. We're going to grab our gold mesh striped ribbon, and I don't know if I gave you measurements for the ribbon. I did, 3 inches. I like to give measurements for ribbon. So about 3 inches for each piece. And I just cut the ends at an angle. And then you can go like this and fold it. And we're going to stick that in the tag. So I'm going to put some adhesive right in the middle here so that when I fold it onto itself, it kind of stays put. Okay? Then we can take and place that where we want it to stick out. So I'm going to put another dimensional. In fact, I'll put some adhesive here too. Stick some adhesive there, put our dimensional on top so that we have even more protection. I'm going to kind of do it off the edge there. There we go. So I have even more holding on to that from both sides of it. Pull the backings off. So it's not a ribbon that holds your tag. This is one of those tags that you would stick on the gift. Okay, it's not hanging off the gift. I find that the ones that hang off the gift fall off. So I like it when it's just a decorative little stuck-on tag without strings. I don't know about you guys, but that's my preference. Let's take and put some adhesive on the back side of this. We'll grab our silicone sheet and our silicone brush. People are asking about this from the last couple of videos. You can find this in my favorite extras section. So if you go to my website, stampyourartout.com, go to the shop drop-down menu, and then go to my favorite extras. You'll be able to see the link for purchasing these. They come in a set of 5. Someone was saying you could get them at the dollar store too. What you do is you cut them. I keep forgetting to tell people, but you cut these so that they're short and they're sturdier, okay? It's easier to put the glue on. Let's put our glue onto our little silicone sheet. Now you guys are getting chatty. I got to catch up with comments. We'll be making your cards the last week of November. Live on the edge. I live on the edge. Yeah, it's hard to do Christmas in July. For some of us, it is. Yeah, I get it. Okay, so now we're going to just go ahead and take and pounce some of that glue onto the back side of this. It doesn't have to be the whole thing, but that's what you do, okay? Then we'll add that to the inside. I'm going to just layer this again because then it helps guide me. And slip this underneath like that. Kind of stuck it out too far. There. There's where that thing's going to sit, and then we'll put adhesive on the back of this. Sue from White House watching videos. Plan on creating next week. Awesome. And yeah, this videos work for especially us visual learners. I used to be an elementary teacher, and there are different kinds of learners: auditory, visual, kinesthetic, you know, all that kind of stuff. And visual is a favorite of a lot of people. So videos are, they tend to be key in a lot of instruction, right? So now let's add our ornament. We're going to pop that onto a dimensional. Why do I always say pop it? We're going to put it onto a dimensional. And we're going to lay that right where we want it to be. I think I'm going to stick it right there. So I'm adding the ornament first, and then I'm going to add the topper. I'm bringing that glue back in, adding it to the base of the topper. Grab my tweezers. We have a wedding to go to. The boy next door that my kids played with when they were little, he is getting married. He's been with his girlfriend for years. They met in high school and they have never separated. Okay, so that's going to be fun. We're going to that today. Do you see how that's kind of like lifting up and off though? So what I did on my strings is I took and put a little bit of glue right on the end. Come on. I'm using my precision tip bottle. Let's see if we can get that going because it was a little bit clogged. There we go. So there's a tiny bit of glue on the very end of that. And oh, and then I want to put some glue along here. Okay, so more towards about an inch, or not an inch, about a ½ inch away. I'm going to set that onto my ornament topper and then put the string so it's going straight up and down. I know this is a putzier way to do it. Hold your finger there. But that's how I did mine, in case you were wondering. If you're looking at the photos, I connected my, oh, and then this kind of shifted on me. I connected my string with the actual ornament topper with glue. When I gift a box of tags, I always put unpeeled tear and tape. That's a great idea. And then they can place it wherever they want on the gift. Good. Love it. Well, you gotta hang out with some younger people, Debbie. She goes, I haven't been to a wedding in years. Go hang out with a young crowd. I don't know. We're getting invited because, of course, my kid got invited. Okay, this is not sticking the way I thought it was going to. We might have to do it the way everybody else has been doing theirs. Let's see. Yeah, that's a little loosey-goosey. I'm just gluing the whole thing. We're going to glue the whole thing. Squeeze it. Get some more glue back there. Maybe I just didn't have enough glue on it. Okay, we're gluing it down again. Peaceful pine is the color, correct. My son is not getting married, no hope. My son's really good friend from childhood, like they were best buddies in the neighborhood. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. They rode big wheels. They'd like ride together on one big wheel. They had a lot of fun together. Crazy, silly boys. Okay, then you're gonna come in with your scissors and you're going to cut to go along the line of the branch that you want it hanging from. So there's that. There is that. Now, there is another tag in here. I did blue branches, which I thought was kind of snowy-ish, kind of mystical. I really like that look. That was the first one I designed. That was using Old Olive ink that's stamped off and the Secret Sea. And this one here, when you stamp it down, when you stamp the season, or, oh, I guess it was 'Tis the Season, not Christmas Joy. Sorry about that. 'Tis the Season. I have the wrong stamp picked out. So when you stamp Christmas Season, here it is. Okay, so let's just take and stamp that really quick. Stamp it onto some scrap white with Secret C. Then you grab your blending pen or blender pen. I should have cut this so I could use it, but that's okay. We'll just stamp it. Then you grab a blender pen. And with the blender pen, and I think some of you have already seen this in the earlier videos this week, but the blender pen will grab ink from the sides. See how it's clear, but it's grabbing the ink from the edges of the lettering, and it's coloring this in. And I think even on my finished sample, I colored it a little bit different. I want to say that I did like just the top, and then the bottom I left kind of white. So let's take a peek at those finished tags. So that's the difference between those two. Here are the finished tags. So you can see the difference between these two, light green versus dark green. I'm kind of liking the light green background. I don't know. What do you guys think? And then, oh, thanks. The brush set's discounted at 19% off. And you're going to get it tomorrow. Yay, Debbie. Celebrate those good finds. So here is that one. I don't know. I'm liking the inside lighter. Do you guys like the inside lighter? Okay, I'm telling you to like the inside lighter. And then this is the blue one. Oh yeah, see, I just colored partially down on the inside of that one. But I really like the blue branches. I don't know why. Okay, so those are the tags. Now let's go to our other project. We're going to be making this card today. And yes, because I designed it, I have a finished sample to show you as we work on it. Okay. Oh, this is actually, this is my finished sample. This is one that I originally made. We're doing this one. Okay. This was my first one. It was going to be an easel card. I knew there was another sample card that was supposed to be in my stash at the beginning of this video, and I'm like, where did that go? So this is my original one that I designed, and then went from there and did this one instead. Okay, here we go. We need the arch. And the arch, if you got the pack of products, is the last die that you're going to be grabbing from here. So, oops, I forgot to tidy. Hang on. Okay, we did this. I'm going to scoot that out of the way. And we're on to this project. Okay. All right, so that arch is the last thing that should be in there. I've already cut my paper for the base using thick white basic cardstock, and that thick white basic cardstock measures 4 1/4 inches, so it's a half sheet of cardstock, by 9 3/4 inches, scored at 5 1/2. So you're going to put it in here, scored at 5 1/2. We have taken off 1.5 inches of cardstock. So that got removed. So it's kind of like a fun flap kind of card, right? Then we'll use the bone folder, which should still be, yep, it's over in my pile. We'll use the bone folder to give that a good crease, and that is the base of our card. We still need, I've die cut everything, but we still need to do the designer paper. So I'm going to bring the designer paper in. The designer paper we're using for this is the Gingham Gallery this time. And we're also going to use some of this specialty striped, sparkly stuff. Could you adapt those for cards? Totally. Are you talking about the tags, Pamela or Pam? Yes. So you could take and absolutely, this could be like a long card. You could put it onto a background that has kind of a fun, oh gosh, let's just do this. Probably wouldn't do this blue. Maybe this green here. Oh, that's too much. I don't know, but yeah, you could put something back there. Maybe the same blue, or you could do a red back there. I got pencil line on the back. But you could totally make it into a card. Absolutely. Oh, which arch size? Thank you. The arch size is, did I write it in my directions? It is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. So in the PDF, it indicates it's the 3 1/4 by 4 1/2 if you want to measure that. And if we look at the packet of dies, which is probably what you're hoping for, hang on, here it is. It is the 3rd from the largest, okay? All right. All right, let's see here. Hey, Sonia. Thank you, hugs back. Okay, let's cut our gingham paper. We're using the green, the Peaceful Pine green. So let's grab our trimmer. And we need to cut a couple pieces of this. We're going to cut a 1 1/2 by 4 inch piece. So we've already started out with 4 inches in this direction. We're going to do a 1 1/2 piece. And we're going to do a 1 1/4 piece. And you're like, wait a minute, it looks bigger than that. Haha, Rachel's trying to show you how to save paper. So we only need that much. And I think we need to cut, yes, we need to cut the shimmering stripes paper. So let's move that over here, grab some shimmering stripes. Okay, I'm going to cut a little bit off of here because we're going to need that for die cutting. And for our shimmering stripes, I want my stripes to go this way. So, because there is a direction to the stripes, right? So we're going to cut that piece 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. It's going to be 4 1/4 inches in this direction. So I'll go ahead and cut like this, 4 1/4 by 2 3/4 inches. All right, and then we have a scrap to die cut. I have other pieces that are already cut out. I have some real red strips. This is all from real red cardstock. 2 of them are 4 1/4 inches long by a 1/2 inch. And then the other one is 4 inches long by a 1/2 inch. Put dry embossing from folder. You guys are probably conversing with each other. Then you'll need some real red cardstock for die cutting your flower, some Peaceful Pine cardstock for die cutting your flower, and I made a boo-boo in my tutorial. I said ×2. You only need to cut this once, but it gives you 2 pieces. All right, so sorry about that for those of you who maybe cut too many. Thankfully, we didn't waste too much because that's tiny. That's a tiny amount of cardstock there. So I think we've got our Peaceful Pine real red ink. I'm going to grab some blending brushes because I want to show you something different on this. And we're going to need our Moody embellishments. And I think we're set. I think we've cut everything. I'm just doing a quick glance, making sure. Yep, we are good to go. All right, I've got my directions next to me. Let's go on to the blending brush thing. So the blending brush, brights and in colors and scrap paper. I have scrap paper sitting around. Here it is. So to give a little more depth to your pieces, you can grab your coordinating ink. It can be the same color. It could be a darker color. It could even be a lighter color sometimes works, right? I'm going to use my Peaceful Pine brush. These containers are also in the favorite extras section if you're looking for something like that. This is how I store my blending brushes. I think this one's real red. Oh, that's Poppy Parade. Hang on, I gotta go to my Regals colors. Okay, let's see. Do I have my real red in here? There it is. That's real red. I don't know. Maybe I haven't done much blending with real red yet, or I might have just changed it out because it was getting weird or something. Okay, we'll ink that up, and then we'll just go right on top, right smack dab in the middle. And look what that does. See the difference between the two? Can you tell? I'll just hold it up on the paper. There's a depth to it. It gives it more of a realistic feel because you have shadows and all of that. So we'll do real red on all of the inside middle sections so that the color gets lighter as it comes out towards the petals. And I heard again, and I know I've been told this many times, but I guess poinsettias, these are all leaves. They're all leaves. I don't know. So pretty cool. Red leaves, white leaves, they're all leaves. Did you guys know that? Just jumped on. Hi, Deborah. Was somebody asking if you could do your shimmering stripes in the other direction? Yes, it could go vertical too. Absolutely. Totally fine. All right, so then that one's done. We're going to move on to Peaceful Pine. And we'll do our leaves to give them a bit of depth. And then we'll let this kind of sit and dry while we put other parts of our card together. So I'm coming through the stem like that. And then I'm leaving the ends a little more light. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. What is the name of the inks? This is Real Red and this is Peaceful Pine. Move these back here. And let us begin putting some of this together. So for the instructions, while die cutting everything, emboss all the flowers and leaf pieces with the impressions plate, then use the bone folder. Yes, we got to do that too. 2, slightly curl the ends of the leaves and the petals. Now, you could curl up, or you could curl down, or you could curl both. Okay, so whatever you want to do on your flower petals. I think I'm going to go down on my 2 flower petals. Poinsettia petals, leaves, whatever they are. I'm going to go down on these bigger ones, and then for the other ones, I'm going to go up. And when you do your bone folder, don't press super hard because you've embossed this paper already. And I've shared how to do that on the previous videos this week. This week I decided to just pass that because, of course, we want to end at a decent time, and we're already towards that hour. So there's that. And then for the leaves, you can kind of do a combination of both. You know, some down, some up, whatever you want to do. One more up. Okay. Then it says, assemble and adhere the flower layers to form the poinsettia. We're going to do that in a minute. Add the flower with a dimensional, and add the leaves. What? Adhere the flower layers to form the poinsettia. Add the flower with a dimensional and add the leaves, cut and arrange if you wish, to the shimmering stripes piece. Oh, yeah. Okay. So we're going to just do the shimmering stripes piece on its own first, okay? And add the 2 longer real red strips under the top and bottom so that an 1/8 of an inch peeks out. So I'm going to go like this. We're going to put some adhesive along there and along there. Sorry, I got a little red ink on one section, but we have adhesive along there. I'm going to take my longer of my strips, so that's the shorter one, my longer ones, and I'm going to go ahead and grab onto the red strips with my paper so that I have about an 1/8 of an inch peeking out. Like that. Then it says, stamp the bright Christmas wishes sentiment in real red on the bottom of the white arch. Okay, this is our arch. We need our bright Christmas wishes stamp with our real red ink, which I think I moved. Here it is. And we're going to stamp that along the bottom of this arch. There's that. Okay. Then it says, stamp the leaves in Peaceful Pine ink onto the gingham gallery layers. So let's grab our leaves, 1, 2, and our Peaceful Pine ink, and we're going to stamp on these gingham gallery pieces now. Your larger one goes on the inside bottom. The other one goes on the top, okay? And in fact, I think I said that. Stamp the leaves in Peaceful Pine ink onto the Gingham Gallery layers, 3 in the top right of the 1.5 inch tall piece. Oops, did I do that wrong? Oh yeah, this one goes on top. 3 in the upper right, and 3 in the top left of the 1.25 inch tall piece. Use the photos to guide you. Okay, so we're gonna open up our ink and we're gonna stamp our leaves. When you look at these leaves, you can see the veins of the leaves. That's gonna tell you what's top and what's bottom. Because sometimes people stamp leaves upside down and you're like, what? So follow those veins to make sure that your leaves are kind of going out like that, right? All right, stamp that down. Then we have another large one on the inside, about 1 inch in, right about there. Okay. Then we have our small leaf, and we stamp that one 4 times. We're going to do this one going up and away right here, and right about here. Okay, so we have 3 leaves in the upper right corner. And then on the inside, we're going to do this one going, sorry, I'm not getting a good inking on this. Hang on. Like that. And another one off to the right like that. Okay, we have our leaves done. Now it says, fold the card base with the 4.25 inch length becoming the front. Use the photos here to guide you. Oh wait, that was on the other step. Open the card, okay wait. Fold the card base, becoming the front. Open the card base and stamp the Sending Cheers sentiment in real red ink on the inside about 1 inch from the fold line. We have 1 more to stamp, and then we also have to die cut a flower. So here's our real red ink, inking up the Sending Cheer, and we're going to go about 1 inch from the top. Okay? I might not have gotten that centered right. There we go. It's a little off to the right. Sorry. Peeking in from Pennsylvania. Hello, Pennsylvania. How are you, Deborah? All right, so then, let's see. Did you run the flowers and leaves through the impressions plate? I did. I did it all ahead of time, Jackie, because I knew that I've been showing that to you over the last several videos. So, but we are going to do one more. We're going to do a poinsettia piece with this. So I will be going through the steps of die cutting and doing the impressions plate one more time with a tiny piece. Okay, let's see here. Are we ready? Okay, so then we're on step 5. Add the shorter real red strip under the top of the 1.25 inch tall piece. So we're going to do that same thing where we put adhesive right here and we connect like that. So it's about 1/8 of an inch exposed. That piece is ready. And this is going to go, let's see here. Then add this towards the bottom of the inside while tucking and adhering the shimmering stripes. Okay, so we need to do our shimmering stripes die cut piece. That's next. Let's grab our machine. Let's grab our dies. And they are at the bottom of my stack. We're going to use this one right here. And die cut a little bit of leaves here. And I'm going to, let's see here, I'm going to go, I don't know, my stripes, I guess they're just going to go however they want. We'll just do our stripes wherever, doesn't matter. And we'll die cut. Watching from Wisconsin, next door. Hi, Marlene. Okay, now we've cut that, but I'm going to keep it inside here because we're going to now emboss it. We're going to take the number 2 plate out of here. We're going to grab just a mat, a scratchy mat, and put our impressions plate on top. So it's a 1-3 impressions plate. Number 1, number 3, Oh, you guys can't see that. 1, 3 impressions plate. This is my sandwich that I like. We talked about this at the beginning of the week. This is what I'm doing, you guys. This is what I like. And then I'll do another 3 on top, and we'll send it through. And this is going to emboss. Move this back to here. Let's poke it through. And there you can see that texture on that piece. So we're going to put some glue behind it. Just a little bit. Come on. There we go. Just a little bit. Kind of got too much. Tissue. Yay for tissue. All right, so this is going to go, as you can see, on the inside, and it's going to create like a full poinsettia. You could do any of the leaves if you want to do that, if you want to do that, you know what I mean? So I think I did this one. I'm going to go ahead and stick with the same thing. Oh, we need more seal. We need more seal adhesive. Okay, that's going to dry. I'll need to glue it again. Easy to change out. These are so easy to change out, you guys. There's that. Put some adhesive on the back. In fact, I'm going to put some really close to the top of that red so that it will also hold on to my flower for me. And let's just stick it there right now. There's our poinsettia, our double colored poinsettia. And oops, I forgot to change out that embellishment, didn't I? This embellishment should be the moody one, because I was going with a different embellishment for a while when we were first designing. But everyone settled on this one, so I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta change mine out, and I forgot to change that one. Silly me. So there's that. Inside's done. Now let's do the outside. So for the outside, we're on the last page here, number 6. Adhere this piece now to the top. We're going to stick that down. And then we're going to adhere the die cut arch on top of that. When you put this on top of here though, do you see what's happening? We have an exposed area down here where we don't want to get any glue. So make sure that your adhesive is not going to go too low on that, okay? Go ahead and add your adhesive. Let's see, and kind of use the base of your card as a guide so that it looks fairly centered on there. And you're going to stick that down. Let's see here. So it looks centered on the front of the card. Got it. Adhere the shimmering stripes layer. And then embellish. Okay, so we're almost done. We just have to stick this on. And when you put this on, this red stripe at the top and bottom, or whatever, the bottom one is going to connect with the bottom of this paper here. So you don't even have to think about it going off the edge. So see how that looks like one full piece? It's a trick. Will this require 2 stamps to mail? Most do when it's got like embellishments, you know, like these kind of things. This one is a pretty layered up flower. So yeah, possibly. There's some bumps in there. I could see also putting a layer of cardstock over the top of it to smooth it out, and it might still be under an ounce. You could even take this out if you don't want to have an embellishment on the inside, and maybe just put like a white dot in there or something. Or another one of these, like that would be kind of cute in there. You know what I mean? In fact, that might be better. Put a gold center in it, like the gold center here. Okay, let's layer up our flower with glue dots. I think on my flower, I did 3 layers, didn't I? Did I do 3 layers? I think I did 3 layers. Let me look at the front. 1, 2, 3. I did. So that could help too on mailing. Oh, thanks, Sonia. So white base and red matte. Maybe answering someone's question. Hoping I'm not missing any questions, by the way. We are towards the end of this, so if you have questions that I have not answered yet, will you please post them? I want to make sure I get to them. And then I'm going to show you a few graphics on my computer that are the information that's happening at the beginning of August here. We're now in a new month. I use non-machinable butterfly stamps. Yes, I do too. It's just safer with whenever you have something that's bumpy or whatever, but sometimes you can get away with it too. It depends. Extra stamps mean made with extra love. I love it. Okay, so I did have my flower smaller. If you want to, you can make it bigger with this extra layer. Oh, let's just do it because Rachel already made it anyways. Sure will. Stick that on there. This is going to go on with dimensionals, right? So you could put it flat if you want to also see if you can get your card as flat as possible. But we're going to stick that on. You know what? I love the way this kind of glows too. That red ink on there almost gives it kind of a hazy glow. Where is my sheet? Here it is. We'll stick a couple dimensionals back here. And before I stick it all the way down, I am going to play around with the leaves. So you'll see that on this one, I have a stray leaf over here because when I started adding this, I said to myself, well, I'm not really showing that leaf. So I took and cut it and stuck it down there separately. So I kind of went like that, I think, so that this was still intact. And then you could, let's see here. This is a much fuller flower than I had before. You could go like that and then stick it, but lift it back up again. And now you could put adhesive back through here. And if you want to, you could even put dimensionals under some parts of this, but I think I'm just going to put adhesive kind of on the base of these leaves and stick that down. And then for this piece, I'm going to slide it under there with a little glue dot. I probably should have used glue dots under here because this is a coated kind of paper, glitter paper. So I'm not sure if that glue will work or not. Right now it looks like it's working here. So let's just stick that through here like this. I'm going to shift it before it bonds. There's that. I have been watching Anne with an E when I was younger. So I'm watching on Netflix. When I was younger, my mom and my sister and I, we got into Anne of Green Gables, if you've ever watched that on PBS. And we loved it. Something wholesome, right? But great story about a girl growing up and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, they did a redo of it. I don't know how many years ago. But I'm finally taking the time to watch it, and I am really being entertained with it. It's a great show. So if you want something that doesn't involve any killing or mystery or, I don't know. I don't know where to take your pick to. Oh, it's right here. If you want something that's, you know, kind of mellow, non-stressful to watch, it's a good show. It's very cute. So I just put a few of these kind of here and there I'm going to put this one over here to kind of embellish it up. So if you want to, you can do the inking to make it more of a realistic flower or brighter, more, you know, however you want to do it. I hope I gave you some good ideas on that. Here are the tags too. We'll bring the tags back in. We finished our craft along, everyone. Can you believe it? This is the last day. I hope that you had fun. I hope that you are subscribed to my newsletter and blog posts. So I'm going to bring you to my computer really quick. How do you get there? Let's do a view and get that kind of shortened here. So on my website at stampyourartout.com, there's this drop-down menu that has lots of information. You're going to go to Home and Subscribe. And when you're here, you can either subscribe to my newsletter or my blog posts so that you can get that information coming into your email box. We're going to click on the top again just to kind of go away from here. I do want to point out that the link that's in the video description will take you to this post, and this post has all the video links within. So when you click on that, it's going to bring you there and show you all the videos embedded into that post, the list of supplies. It links you to the information about the event. So hopefully that will help a lot of you who might still have a lot of questions. The green tone cardstock was Peaceful Pine. It's a new in color. I'm glad that you like this. Thanks, you guys. Okay, let me show you some things that are happening. We went through that. We did that. Okay, so we have some promotional stuff happening. Metallic Magic. We have a whole new system of products. Hot foiling now. It's amazing. You saw it on that one card with the real deep, rich colors. But there's going to be a new release of products on September 1st, along with some other September 1st releases from the September through December mini catalog and some September online exclusives. There is a video last week that I did on peaks of that product, things that I bought ahead of time, so you can go check that out. And then we have product of the month. Oh, and you know, let me go back to that magic, that hot foil stuff. I don't have the stuff that's releasing in September yet. I just have stuff that already released that you can get your hands on. And so that video from last week doesn't include any hot foiling new stuff yet. I was just telling you that we just got the announcement that it's going to be released, and that basically demonstrators can pre-order it soon, but we don't have it yet. This is the product of the month, Glow of Harvest Specialty Designer Series paper. I guess there's a pearlescent kind of look to the paper, which is why it is specialty. Pearlized finish right here adds a shimmer to every page, and it's very autumn fall-like. So it's $5 with a $75 order from August 4th through the 31st, or while supplies last, and sometimes it actually goes into the next month too, but wanted to bring that to your attention. For sale next, gosh, what's today? Tuesday. Tuesday is when it will start. There will be a designer series paper and cardstock sale happening. 15% off select papers and cardstock. We don't know which ones they are yet, but just wanted to point that out in case you have a wish list of papers. And then the last chance products will refresh on August 4th too. There will be some items brought into the old clearance rack kind of terminology, right? So you can get your hands on things that are leaving soon. Sometimes they're discounted, sometimes they're not. One other bit of news is that our tutorials are ready. I don't have the All-Star tutorials ready yet, but they should be sometime today. And then our Paper Pumpkin exclusives are ready. This team has grown. We have gained 6 new team members in our Paper Pumpkin exclusives, creatives group, I should say. We make exclusives every month with the Paper Pumpkin kits. We've added in 6 new members to make our group more global. So we have demonstrators from all over the world, and we have amazing designers. We have million achievers, we have artisan designers, we have people that have been in business for years. Like, the stuff is top notch, you guys. You're just going to be so in love with all the projects. We also keep this chart in our group so that we maintain variety. So you're going to see scrapbook pages, 3D cards, all of that stuff. So if you get your kits, your Paper Pumpkin kits, and you're like, oh, I don't want to do the kits as is, maybe you want to be purchasing our tutorials. If you are a subscriber through me, or you're a team member through me, or you're a subscriber through one of those people in our group or a team member, you get them for free. Just know that we gift them for free to our subscribers and team members. But if you can't be in that situation, like you purchase through somebody else, we don't want to force you to purchase through us, right? So you have the opportunity to purchase the tutorials instead. Craft Along was wonderful. I'm trying to look to see if there are questions. Thank you, guys. These are such sweet comments that I'm seeing at the end here. Great job all week. You're so kind. should do this every week. Debbie, I'm so exhausted today. I can't even tell you. It might not be showing through, but I'm ready to kind of kick my heels up tonight and on Sunday and just relax. It's been a lot to go on live every day. Somebody said, "Do you ever get any sleep?" And I'm like, I do, but this week was a little less than I normally do. It's been fun watching, crafting, and learning from you. Thank you so much, Patty. Checking in from hot Dallas, 94 degrees only. I love that. That's a positive attitude. All right, well, I had fun sharing with you all, and I hope that you continue to come back and watch my videos. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel so that you can get notifications for when I go live. I typically don't do all of this every day, but we try to get our videos done within the hour. We had 2 projects every day, you guys, from start to finish. I love you all, and I appreciate you all so much. Thanks for supporting my channel, either through a subscription or through membership. You can also be a member and help me out that way. Those people get extra little special perks. So, but just thank you for being you and being here and commenting. Comment after the live too. When the comments come through, it really helps me to connect with you. It helps my channel. I just appreciate you all. And yeah. Question. I see a question without a question mark, but I caught it, Deborah. The cost of paper pumpkin, I believe it is $29, which includes the shipping, and then there's tax on there. So that's the cost in the US. You can subscribe through me if you have never gotten one before, and then you get in on the 25% off that's happening for that special. There's a special. I'm going to talk about it next week on Wednesday when we do more paper pumpkin alternates. I have a few more to share. All right. Thank you, everybody. Love you. Bye-bye. Now I'd like you all to go and what? I almost forgot to say that. Stamp your art out. Bye-bye.